Donald Trump has tried to create a lot of distractions lately. His takeover of DC, his peace summit, which was just a failure with Putin, and of course, strange late-night bleats and culture wars. But none of it will stop us from talking about his Jeffrey Epstein scandal, and largely because the cover-up he has been orchestrating within his administration is just such a public failure. And the latest example of that might be the worst yet for Donald Trump, because not only does it involve Trump, but Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, and Sean Hannity. We are going to get into it all and how Trump is losing his mind over it. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we get into Trump's meltdown and how he got screwed by those closest to him, I want to start with Senator Chris Murphy, who called out one of those distractions, the takeover in DC, and the real purpose behind it.
That these cities are unsafe in part because of Democratic policies.
Well, first, let's just look at the actual numbers. In Washington, D.C. and all across the country, crime was going up during Donald Trump's first term. And when Joe Biden became president, crime started to come down. In fact, it's been coming down precipitously in Washington and in cities all across the country. So it's just not true, the allegation that they are making. What's happening here in Washington, D.C. is just a stunt. Donald Trump didn't like the fact that the walls were closing in on him, that his own base was questioning why he wouldn't release the Epstein files, why he was protecting very powerful people. He didn't want to talk anymore about the fact that our healthcare system is about to collapse because of the cuts that they have made, that premiums are going to go up by 75% on Americans. And so true to form, he just decided to create a new news cycle. Nothing different is really happening in the United States Capitol today. Crime will continue to go down, whether or not there are U.S. troops here, National Guard troops here. He's just trying to distract from the stories he doesn't want Americans to be talking about.
I hear you.
No one is being kept safe by what is happening in DC. And it's very difficult to even say at this point what is happening in DC. All of the trucks and military equipment, troops who are armed for no reason that I see walking around town are mostly just trying to get, and I swear to God I'm being honest here, social media content. If you see people around DC and they're in military gear, they're usually being filmed so the White House can put out tweets and posts on Instagram to act like they're doing anything. This is a taxpayer-funded, short film for Donald Trump to pretend he is a strongman dictator. That is what is happening right now. That is the cover-up. But it's not working, and Donald Trump knows that, not only because we won't be distracted by his previous relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, but victims are telling new stories that clearly have Donald Trump going crazy. Report: Trump is privately bashing Epstein victims. The president is reportedly complaining that abuse survivors are Democrats out to destroy his administration. As the Trump administration keeps the Epstein files tight to its chest, the documents reportedly contain numerous redacted mentions of Trump. Media appearances by victims of the notorious late pedophile have hampered the president's hopes of redirecting the public eye anywhere but on his former friend Jeffrey Epstein. A vexed Trump, Rolling Stone reports, has privately taken to calling some survivors of Epstein's abuse Democrats, suggesting they may be trying to sully his reputation for political purposes. Citing two sources familiar with the president's private remarks, Rolling Stone reported Thursday that Trump has, behind closed doors, repeatedly taken issue with such media appearances, claiming that some of the victims are just trying to make him look bad or implying that he did something wrong during the time as one of Epstein's friends and party companions. The president has reportedly claimed that some speaking out are clearly of a Democrat political affiliation, even floating the idea that some could be in cahoots with prominent liberal attorneys or groups. The magazine did not name specific people about whom the president reportedly complained. However, several of Epstein's accusers, named in anonymous, as well as victims' relatives, have vocally criticized the administration's bungling of the Epstein case as of late. Donald Trump is more upset about the media appearances from Jeffrey Epstein's victims than he is about the crimes that Epstein inflicted upon them, the abuse that they endured, potentially, allegedly, in some instances, at the hands of Donald Trump. He's upset with the media appearances because that's all Donald Trump can ever think about. Who's on TV and who's saying mean things about him. which is why the Fox propaganda outlet is now publicly admitting, yes, it has come out that Sean Hannity is bragging about helping in this cover-up along with Kash Patel and Pam Bondi. Hours before interviewing Patel and Bondi, Hannity bragged he wouldn't ask about Epstein. He stayed true to his word. Ahead of his dual interviews with Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel, Fox News star Sean Hannity boasted that he would not ask them about their botched handling of the files related to deceased offender Jeffrey Epstein, which has sparked a national uproar. "If I hear that name one more time, my head's going to explode," Hannity claimed. Indeed, when he got the chance to speak to both Patel and Bondi hours later, Hannity completely sidestepped any questions related to the Epstein case, instead focusing most of his attention on the administration's claims that Barack Obama directed a treasonous conspiracy, which is all BS. Hannity, a Trump confidant who has been dubbed the White House shadow chief of staff, has led the Fox News charge in trumpeting the Trump administration's attempts to distract from the Epstein saga. Fox News would immediately fall in line, of course, largely ignoring the story, devoting much of its on-air coverage to the Trump administration's distraction efforts. This should come as no surprise to anyone. Not only has Hannity completely fallen in line, because of course, as we know, Fox is just simply state media, it's a propaganda outlet for Donald Trump, but he's proud about it. It is being shared, it is being exposed that he is bragging about how well he can help Donald Trump distract his base from the Epstein scandal. That's not a journalist. It's not even a commentator. That's someone who works for the White House at this point. Yeah, he is the shadow chief of staff. He's trying to set their narrative, but we can't let them do that. We have to be all in calling them out. And someone who, of course, has done that on a myriad of issues, but first on Epstein, is Gavin Newsom right here.
He was also asked whether he was considering pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell. This is somebody who is, somebody who is completely depraved, who is an accomplice to a notorious, famed pedophile who has since died. And instead of giving the correct answer, which is no, I would not consider offering a pardon to somebody like this, he said, I have the right. He reasserted his right to be able to do that, sending a pretty clear signal. We also found out from Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney that she is seeking a pardon. So we have Trump who's not ruling it out. We have her attorney who is overtly saying that's what she wants.
Her attorney. Trump's a great deal maker. We've had so many candid conversations.
Doing what he knows is required,
This
right?
is sick stuff.
And so
this is sick. I mean, if you're a conspiracy theorist, they're going to turn me into one. Why the hell are we even talking to her?
Yeah.
What a pardon for what? No, seriously, for what? Why is your personal attorney now at the DOJ meeting with her personal attorney? For what purpose? What is this about? You said, forget this, move on. I don't even understand what this is about. To pardon her for what? To have your back? To life? I mean, now we're going deeper, and now I'm starting to think, well, that maybe it's not just on these files. I mean, maybe this is even deeper. I mean, I'm not kidding. This is starting, like, even things where I'm like, okay, this guy just didn't want the association, wanted to make this about Democrats or some fancy mutual friends he may have had, didn't want to embarrass them, and there's been pressure there. People have written big checks to him. Maybe they're part of his crypto scams. But when you're meeting with her, with your former personal attorney, and you're literally socializing, which he does. This is what he does. He tests the theory, throws something out.
Starts to lay the groundwork.
Lays the groundwork. He's serious about it. For what? Why? I mean, so this, where he's on the other side, this guy's, I said this to you a few months ago, and more evidence every single day. He's lost a step. This is not the same Trump 1.0. This is, something's off, increasingly off. And he's unmoored in ways, even like Trump standards, I haven't seen. I don't want to overstate this moment, but you can't understate this. Something ain't right, as they say.
This issue does not need to be broken into multiple parts. We can talk about it as is, and we should. Donald Trump and Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, by closing the investigation into Epstein, are protecting not just Trump, but the other rich, well-off, well-connected individuals who were a part of this cabal of abusers. That's what they've done. This is a class issue through and through. The wealthy are protecting the wealthy, and corporate media is backing them because Donald Trump will go after you if you speak up against him. That is what is happening right now. You want to rail against the elites? If you're a Republican, you hate the way that they're oppressing you? Well, stop writing them a tax cut, okay, Republican voters? Maybe try to hold them accountable. Stop voting for them to be in your government. That is what you should be doing if you really want to stop the elite billionaire cabal. It's in the White House right now, by the way. Actually, it's on the golf course because it's never doing any work, but still, the point stands. We have to fight. We have to be loud about it. And I hate to go back to him all the time because I feel like I should give someone else some shine, but really he's the one making it happen the most. Gavin Newsom right here.
We know what Donald Trump knows. He's going to lose the midterms. He knows de facto his presidency ends in 17 months when Speaker Jeffries is back in office. He knows it. Why else would you try to rig the system? Why else would you make the phone call? He's a failed president. Who else sends ICE same time having a conversation like this? Someone who's weak. Someone who's broken. Someone whose weakness is masquerading as strength. The most unpopular president in modern history. An economy that's collapsing all around him. You saw the new wholesale prices going up almost a full percentage point today. Inflation is going up. Job creation is going down. He's trying to rewrite history, Smithsonian, censoring historical facts. And in the spirit of what Adam Schiff said, he's trying to put America in reverse on voting rights, civil rights, LGBTQ rights, on women's rights. He wants to bring us back to a pre-1960s world. That's what this is all about. It's about power. And I want to end on this. And we are about to give power.
He's showing you how to do it. And I'd also like to point out, maybe Gavin doesn't want to be as vocal about it as I will, but Democratic governors, where are you? I saw in an interview just the other day, Wes Moore say that he's not running for president, but the nominee in 2028's got to show up in 2025. Are you showing up, man? Like, I don't know what else is happening in Maryland, but I know a gerrymandering, a redistricting effort is not happening. J.B. Pritzker, I love what you've done to support Texas Democrats. Can we get some new maps? Kathy Hochul, where are you at? Let's go. It can't just be all Gavin. I don't want to see your letters. I don't want to see your press conferences. I want you to show up like the guy in California is, okay? Me and you. Let's lock in, people. Jesus. It's not that difficult. Get out and fight. We're going to be on this show. If you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video, and if you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Until next time, I'll see you soon.